Welcome to today's masterclass on the fine art of shutting up. Now, you might be thinking, silence. That's easy. You just don't say anything. But clearly, some people, namely Newjeans, their parents, and everyone involved in this latest mess missed that lesson. So, let's break it down step by step, because at this point, it looks like we need flashcards and puppets to explain why keeping quiet is sometimes the best PR move. And no questions asked till the lesson is over. In most situations, the less you say, the less you have to regret later. Think of silence like an airbag. It protects you from impact when things inevitably crash and burn. But Newjeans' parents, oh, they said, forget the airbag. Let's drive full speed into the fire. Instead of keeping things professional, they dropped a long, emotional statement the day before their first court hearing. Instead of letting their legal team handle the case, they aired every single grievance like a dramatic K-drama script. Instead of staying quiet and letting the facts speak for themselves, they practically wrote a group essay on victimhood. Here's the thing, the more you talk, the more contradictions and inconsistencies come up. And guess what? Ottawa is taking notes. So while they are out here writing fan fiction about their suffering, Ottawa simply lets the legal system do the talking. And in a courtroom, that's the only voice that actually matters. There's a reason why smart people don't immediately respond to every accusation. Because the more you talk, the more you give away. But Newjeans' parents? Oh no, they took the never back down, never shut up approach. The day before their court hearing, they suddenly remembered to drop a 5-page manifesto about how they're victims. They brought up completely unrelated accusations. Bang Sihyek pressuring concert organizers. Really? That's her big card. They accused Ottawa of trying to block their music careers. As if quitting your company and trying to go solo without a legal exit plan wasn't a guaranteed way to get into legal trouble. Now, when people see someone over-explaining like this, what do they think? Oh wow, they must be really guilty if they're working this hard to convince us otherwise. And surprise, Ottawa immediately shut them down with a 3-sentence response. What did Ottawa say? This isn't retaliation. We're just making sure they honor their contract. See you in court. And just like that, Ottawa looked professional, while Newjeans' parents looked like they were trying to win a debate competition hosted in a high school. Because here's the truth, when you're actually in the right, you don't need to scream it from the rooftops. The louder you cry victim, the less people believe you. If you stay quiet, people will start doubting the other side instead of you. It's basic PR strategy. But apparently, Newjeans skipped that day in media training. Do you know what's worse than a bad reputation? Being predictable. At this point, Newjeans and their team were so predictable. You could set a timer for when their next public statement will drop. It's like a never-ending soap opera where every episode is just them screaming about how unfair life is. They claim they're done with Ottawa, but they keep talking about them. They insist they just want to move on, but they drop more statements than Hype does lawsuits. They say media play, yet they hand-feed the media every single detail. Meanwhile, Ottawa is just sitting back, letting the court documents and Newjeans' own words do the damage for them. Because when people don't know what you're thinking, they start making up theories. And usually, those theories make you look better than you actually are. Newjeans could have used that to their advantage, but instead, they've decided to be loud, repetitive, and exhausting. If you're going to talk a lot, at least make sure your story stays consistent. But let's take a quick look at Newjeans and their team's greatest contradictions. 1. We are free. We left Ottawa. Then why are you still fighting to use the brand? 2. Ottawa is blocking our activities. Well, yeah, because that's how contracts work. 3. We're suffering and being silenced. Yet somehow, we get a new 5-page statement from you every week. At this point, their own words are working against them. If they had just released one statement, kept it short, and let the court handle the rest, they might have looked reasonable. But now, they've lost the plot, the audience, and the respect of half a lot of people. So, class, what have we learned so far? 1. Silence is power. 2. The more you talk, the more you expose yourself. 3. Contradictions kill your credibility. 4. The entertainment industry doesn't forget, and careers can disappear overnight. And most importantly, the best way to win a battle isn't to scream about how unfair it is, it's to move smart, stay quiet, and let the facts do the talking. Which brings us to our final grade for Newjeans and their parents, which would be F for failure to read the room. They had the perfect opportunity to handle this professionally, but instead, they've made themselves the joke of the industry. So let this be a lesson. The strongest statement is sometimes no statement at all. Class dismissed.